Right, good morning all. So we are on 108, Surah 108, right? Soon approaching 114, right? The bigger milestone, right? Um, so we're moving ahead, right? On our way to eliminating absolute evil from the world, right? Absolute evil, right? So we're continuing, right? The majestic, the generous, and these are names of Allah, attributes of Allah, right? Attributes of Allah, qualities of Allah, right? The majestic, the generous, the respondent, right? The all embracing, the wise, the glorious, the resurrector, the witness of all and everything, the embodiment of truth, the all loving, the universal trustee, meaning that Allah is the one you can trust. You can't trust human beings, right? Allah is the only one that you could actually trust, right? The firm one, right? Meaning the one that corrects us, right? The one that corrects us on our behavior, the firm one, the supporter, the praiseworthy, the counter, right? Meaning the one who takes account for all of our deeds, right? Accounts our deeds, right? No individually know the deeds of others, right? So the counter, meaning the one that counts our individual deeds, good or bad, right? The originator, the restorer, the maintainer of life, the destroyer of life, right? The forbearing, right? Meaning the one that is calm and collected or undisturbed, right? As opposed to us humans, when situations happen in our life, we respond and our emotions and mental state flux up and down, right? Allah is the one that remains undisturbed, right? Undisturbed by any scenario, right? And this make reference to some people worship nature, right? You worship nature, or you worship that which is natural law, right? Or laws of the universe, right? So it makes reference to this as well. Nature flux. Nature is in flux, right? You would see hurricanes sometime, you would see droughts another time, right? You would see an earthquake one time, you would see a tsunami the other time, right? Nature is not constant, right? Nature is in a state of up and down of flux, just like we as human beings are, right? And if Allah is calm, collected, and undisturbed, right, it means that you can't worship Allah, right? Nature is not the ultimate, right? There is an originator and a creator of nature, right? Right. So indeed, Allah has granted to you, right, the most abundant good, right? Those of you who are here on earth still, right, and will most likely be on earth for a while again, right? Allah has granted you the most abundant good, right? Which is access to resources, food, clothing, shelter, all these things at in the least, right? So pray to Allah and offer sacrifice to Him alone, right? And what's a sacrifice, right? As I was saying, right, we are trying to move away, and we are moving away from the concept of blood sacrifice, right, in whatever religion it is, because it is present and has been present in every single religion on the planet, right? So when you say sacrifice, we are talking about making a personal sacrifice, meaning refraining or abstaining from some either one. You abstain or refrain from a particular activity that is negative to you and by extension society, right? Some activities or an activity. Or two, you consistently, whilst you're on earth, add to good activities, right? Add to good activities, right? Because if you are engaging in activities that cause harm, you need to consistently do good deeds to counteract that, right? So what we suggest, right, is that to avoid having that is a kind of double take, right? It's a kind of giving yourself double work, right? And that's why we have been suggesting that withdrawing yourself from certain actions is actually more appropriate or more conducive to right conduct than actually participating in more activities, right? There is no need to consistently do and do and do, right? There's no need to consistently do and do and do in the world, right? What there's a need for is a need to withdraw, right? Withdraw from certain activities, right? And there will be a lesser need to continue doing additional deeds and adding to karma, adding to further the cycle of karma in the universe, right? So, right. So how do you stop blood sacrificing people, right, and animals and so on, right? For the sake of the better world is recognizing, better in the world is recognizing that you are the one who could save yourself, right? You are the one that is able to spiritually save yourself, right? I cannot save you. There's nobody in the world who could save you, right? You are the one through Allah or through God, right, that can save yourself, right, by the things that I've mentioned before, right? So in order to stop this blood sacrificing thing, right, which is what the story goes would have happened to the Christ, and in other cultures and other stories would have happened during wars and so on, right, such as the Bhagavad Gita and all that, right? A lot of people would have been sacrificed through blood, right? How you can stop that, right? You stop being violent, right? You alleviate violence in society by your personal actions. You have to make a personal life sacrifice, right? You have to make a personal life, meaning a change within yourself, a transformation within yourself, a sacrifice within yourself, right? Sacrificing something inside of you, right? That is the sacrifice. And that's the message of the Christ, right? You have to make a personal, internal sacrifice, right? To make the world a better place and to stop this insane, unhealthy concept of your child dying for God, right? I don't know if Christians could sit and think about this and how unhealthy your belief structure is, right? The for God who so loved the world, whatever, right? What unhealthy practice or belief is this to say, hey, I want to sacrifice my child, right, to save the world, right? It's not a healthy system of belief, right? It's not a healthy system of belief, right? It's very, very unhealthy. A healthy generation, healthy set of people, right, live by a particular set of practice that, hey, you are in one generation, that generation live their life, they die off. The next generation live their life, they die off. The next generation live their life, they die off. Right? That is what a healthy belief structure is. That is what a healthy practice is. Right? It have nothing like, oh, I am sacrificing my child for the sake of the world's sins, and you are calling that healthy, right? And want to deal with and heal other people's minds. You all need to heal your own minds from this sick belief structure, right? It is a belief structure that is anti-family, right? Anti-truth, right? So I hope this video clarifies, and I hope that it has somebody who watching this video who could circulate it, because this is getting real out of hand, right? This thing where people have to incarnate over and over, and the same thing happening to them, right? Same thing happening to us, right? So it is a unhealthy belief structure to say, hey, a parent or coaches called God, right, is sacrificing age and age again, sacrificing their child in order to save the world, when the world needs to take accountability for their own actions, right? And the parents need to understand that, hey, this belief system is very, very, very flawed, right? So take care, everybody, and we will catch up with 109 tomorrow, God's willing.